good morning. Welcome into the channel. So happy to have you here always. My name is Deborah, owner of Purusha Holistic Wellness, and this is another episode of Purusha Intuitive, where we look at your energy, your current energy, via the tarot, astrology, and some channeled messages. So let's get into it. Let's see where we're at for today. We are in Scorpio season. Happy birthday to all those who are celebrating this season. I'm wishing you the best. I hope you just feel all the love, all the blessings for the fabulous person that you are. We're also coming up on a new moon in Scorpio. So new moons are really good opportunities, good times to set new intentions or readjust the intentions that aren't really working. The things that we kind of need to look at with a fine-tooth comb, do a little shifting and changing. And that's really what the energy is about right now. We're in the waning phase of the moon, and therefore there is a call to release. The things that we have to release, the things that we have to change are directly in alignment with what is not working any longer, what is not helping support or sustain your livelihood. And some things we know it's easier to let go of, etc. Other things, however, are forcing us to dig deep. And there is a little bit more tension in the astrology today. We will go over that. But first, I'll start off with this energy cleansing, set the tone, set the vibe for the reading. A little blessing for you, a little blessing for me for the reading. And it's also a really good time to set your own intention. This helps personalize these collective readings. So any messages that you would like to hear from Spirit, questions that you would like answered, now is definitely a great time to give those over and to be open to receive. And I also do personal readings as a side note, tarot, astrology, mediumship, and as well as energy healing and holistic wellness consultations. So if you want me to look at what's going on in your situation, or you need a little bit rebalancing of the mind, body, soul, definitely hit me up. I love to support in all ways. All that info's in the description box below. All right, let's get into it. I bless you with pure love and light, pure source energy, pure loving grace. I release anything that is not for your highest and best. Any fears, doubts, insecurities, lack of worth, lack of value, pain, anger, frustration, overwhelm, impatience. Cleanse it and release it from our being so that we may understand the messages, the lessons clearly, and help to make me a clear and open channel for the collective. Thank you, Father God, Spirit guides, guardian angels, Mama Love. So yeah, a little more tension today. As much as there is tension, I should say this, there's also support. You know, we kind of have a 50-50 split today. And we have to remember, right, kind of maintaining focus is what I'm hearing, not veering too far off your path or those goals that you have set in place. There's not a lot manifesting right now. We're still hammering out some of the details, working through past experiences with past individuals, past situations. Like I said, yeah, this month is more about the shadow side, right? So we have to come face to face with our shadow side, i.e. those places that we might self-sabotage or put ourselves in situations that we know aren't for our highest and best, or reacting just for the sake of reacting without thinking things through clearly. It's not a lot about instant gratification today. You know, it's really about choosing to be patient in the process, choose healing, choose growth for your own self, not defaulting back to old habits and patterns. No matter how messy the people or situations are that you're dealing with. It's all about not giving in, which maybe that goes without saying, but there is this vibe that, especially with Venus square tensely aspected to Saturn, there is resistance to kind of doing the work or being the better version of yourself. And a lot of it is connected to the past, to things that have happened that are kind of dragging you down, or they have too much of your focus, right? The shoulda, woulda, couldas, or places that you wish something or someone didn't do whatever they did, right? Take it as it fits. Obviously, these are collective readings, so just take what resonates. And, you know, it's kind of putting you on lockdown today, maybe succumbing to, or there is a lot of temptation to succumb to your own desires. Bottom of the deck, we have 3 of Swords. So operating from that space of pain and sadness and not really, you know, I'm a huge proponent of grieving. I think, especially in Ayurveda, it's super important to acknowledge and recognize our feelings, to process through them so they don't get stored in our body. It's like that first layer of disease, so to speak, from an energy standpoint. Just keep that in mind. But it's important, right? It's important to feel those feels. However, there has been this energy of being a little too stuck. Yeah, stuck in the past, especially with this moon card. The emotions are getting to us, and I've been talking a lot about this lately because the water element has been really heightened. We have a lot of planets in water signs right now, and basically what that does is it just amplifies the emotion. It amplifies what you're already feeling, right? And you're in a little bit of a waiting game, and I think sometimes that's almost more difficult to not go down that K-hole of emotion and triggering and pain. They did this to me, they said that to me, they're so horrible, etc. Yeah, validate yourself 100%, but don't get lost, because it feels restrictive today. It feels like for some reason you're struggling to, look at things diplomatically. As the day progresses, as the time progresses, you're going to see more of this, right? You're going to see more of the ability to kind of weigh out the pros and the cons. The nice thing about today too is we have more of the earth element. So the earth element keeps us grounded and stable. It can soak up some of that water, right? Some of that pain, some of that sadness, so it doesn't feel so horrible. I feel like someone's trying to communicate with you. They're communicating with you in an indirect way. I feel like this is part of where you're getting a little wound up or just feeling limited is what I should say, because it does feel like someone is kind of pushing themselves on you. Like I said, it's in an indirect way. It's like they're not saying directly what they want or how they want things to go or having a conversation to work things through, right? Yeah, it's more just doing these things in the background that kind of keep you stuck, that keep you connected to this situation, and it feels like you just want to be done and over with it, right? You're tired of getting your emotions pulled in one way or the other. And as much as you are very aware of this and what's going on, the person that you're dealing with, it's taking time to find that healing. It's taking time to find the release from this thing. Maybe you have to deal with this person or situation. Maybe it's a job, maybe it's a family member, someone you live with, etc. And so you have to face it every day. But, and you're being patient. I do see that with the 3 of Wands, but it's also like you're ready to be over and done with. It's requiring a lot of strength from your end to push through this, because there is so much of you that feels restricted, that feels limited by this situation. The moon is in opposition to Neptune. So as much as maybe you can say, yeah, like I know that I don't want to be around this or I don't want to feed into this anymore, at the same time, it's easier said than done, as are most things. We can see it, we can understand it, we can know it, but then at the same time, actually doing something about it, completely different ball game. And that's where that Venus square to Saturn is kind of tripping us up today, because Venus likes everything to be nice and happy and fine, you know, and Saturn doesn't care about any of that. Saturn's like, no, you're going to work this out regardless of whether you want to or not. Yeah, but I love that confirmation. It is about healing. And the beautiful thing about the star is that it is the wish fulfillment in the major arcana. It's not saying you have that wish fulfillment today or even tomorrow, but you're on the path. You're on the path to making that happen. And you see this path very clearly in front of you. You see it very clearly. It's just this value of being able to, again, not get so emotionally entrapped into shady people, shady situations, people, places, and things that have ulterior motives. You could be dealing with a water sign, Knight of Cups, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. I feel like at one time, once upon a time, you had happiness, right? With this situation, with this person, there was this idea that things were gonna kind of work out in a happily ever after type way. Again, it doesn't have to just be with love. It can be with whatever situation, whatever person you're dealing with. But it's just not working anymore, right? It's not working. Let's pull a little bit more on this Vixen card. Let's see. Okay, yeah. Yeah, it's not working anymore. And I feel like this person does not like it at all. If anything, they're kind of, like I said in the very beginning, there's like an indirect communication. They're trying to get at you without you recognizing, without you knowing. And being very strategic at that about how they do things. Incredibly defensive. Like, and I'm hearing like not even liking any of your responses because they are so on the defensive. But it feels like, no offense to them or to whomever this is, but it feels like a lot of this burden is stuff that they have brought on themselves. And you are also strategically trying to remove it from your life. You know, you don't want this to be an issue anymore. And again, this person just feels a little bit, it might not be super shady, but it definitely feels like someone who doesn't know how to use their words to say how they feel, right? Because a lot of this is coming from their own hurt, right? They feel sad. They're not getting the attention from you that they want or that they think that they deserve. But meanwhile, the attempts are half-assed at best. And if anything, it feels for you like it's just, like I said, keeping you really limited, really restrictive. And you're kind of moving in a completely different trajectory. This is hard for this person. They don't want to see you, succeed is what I'm hearing. They want to keep you for themselves. It definitely has this kind of like miserly energy around it, but not really knowing how to remain balanced. And so Spirit is asking today, regardless of where you're at, to the best of your ability, try to stay focused, try to stay balanced, especially as this thing sorts itself out. It's not the most easiest, right? And Venus is also harshly aspected to the fortune point. So there's this fear, like I was saying, that you're not going to get what you want, or this situation is kind of overshadowing, clouding what you actually do want to happen, or believing that it's actually coming in. Spirit's asking you to seek new people, new opportunities, things that you care about, things that you connect with, things that make you feel happy and successful and supported. It's healing this wound, right? It's healing this wound that has been around for quite some time. This could even go back to some of those childhood woundings, those triggerings, those patterns that you've learned over life to just make life happen, right? But we need more air. And I know that in Ayurveda, air, well, it's called Prana. It's our life force. So you need more life force. You need new life force. Even back to what I was saying in the very beginning, not feeling our emotions, when they get blocked, it doesn't allow the prana to flow. And so that's where we need to bring in, like I said, just more of that energy that is new, that is fresh, that's actually helping you move forward. So you're not staying stuck too long in something that's really going to fall. It's either going to fall flat or it's just like not worth your time and your energy. And I feel like some of that is a little bit hard. As much as you can say, yeah, I'm ready to detach, I'm ready to be over and done with this. At the same time, someone else is not. And someone else is still going to try to pursue you, to come after you as much as they can until there is that final no, there is that final conversation. So it might be a little unsettling. There might be a lot of emotions that go with it, or just that part of you that is afraid, that there's a lot of anxiety and fear of the unknown, and kind of resorting or triggering you back into old patterning, old behavior that you've already really let go of, is what I'm hearing. So I hope that this reading helped. I super appreciate you always. Thank you so much, especially if you made it this far in the reading. It always blesses my heart. Definitely drop comments below if it resonated. I love to hear, or just connect, sharing a little love, little TLC, because I appreciate you so much and all the love you bring to the channel. I hope you have a fabulous day, sending all the love and blessings your way.